In this video, we're going to do force-on-force comparisons of iron sights to green light sights. We'll be using Umarex 43 caliber Glock paintballs. Rounds will all start at the most common gunfight distance, which is 10 feet. In this first round, the shooter on the left has iron sights, and the shooter on the right has green light sights.
Go.
Freezing the image here, you can see that the green light sights shooter on the right gets his first shot off before he completes his first step. He then gets his second shot off before the iron sights shooter on the left gets his first shot off, which happens on that shooter's third step, which we can see here. One of the first two shots from the green light sights shooter is a headshot, while the iron sights shooter did make hits on the green light sights shooter. Since the iron sights shooter was shot in the head before he made any hits, we discount any hits to the green light sights shooter. The iron sights shooter would have been incapacitated before his first or any subsequent shots were made. How much faster was the green lights shooter than the iron sights shooter in this encounter? 458 milliseconds. Half a second may not seem like much, but in a gunfight, it meant getting two shots off before the opponent even had a chance to get off their first round. This round demonstrates a phenomena that occurs that links eye and hand movement to foot movement. People tend to move their feet in rhythm with their shots. Sights that are slower to use tend to make people take slower steps. Slower steps means less movement, which makes them easier targets that are more likely to get hit. The goal is to make hits and not get hit. We do this by being faster than our opponents. Faster shots make us more likely to end the encounter before they can even get one round off. Faster shots also have the unintended but welcome effect of making our feet move faster as well. Since we can't be sure that our initial shots, even if they're made before our opponent shoots at all, will incapacitate our opponent immediately, we also need to be a fast-moving target as well. We'll talk more about how many shots it actually takes to incapacitate an opponent in our incapacitation video. Okay, let's even things out. In this round, both shooters will have green light sights on their guns. First, I'm giving Dana, the fellow that was using the iron sights before, a 30-second lesson on how to use green light sights. Dana already knows that the optic turns green when it is vertically aligned, so now we begin with some practical movement drills. Here, I'm instructing him to keep the green box of the optic over the other shooter while the other shooter moves. Next, I have him hold the green box over the shooter as they both move. Total training time on how to use the optic, 30 seconds. Okay, both shooters now have green light sights on their guns. Let's see what happens. Well, the outcome is what you'd expect. They both get shot, including a headshot. One note, Julian, Dana's opponent on the right, is running straight away from Dana. This does not force Dana to move his gun as much to reacquire. To get off the X, we must always be flanking our opponents. We'll talk more about this in the movement and tactics video. All right, now Dana has one force-on-force round with green light sights under his belt. Let's let him try again. In this round, again, multiple hits on both shooters, but we can also see that with the green light sights on his gun, Dana is now moving faster and covering more ground than he did when he had iron sights. He's also now shooting at the same speed as Julian. Outcome? No advantage. Both are shot. Quite frequently, force-on-force trainings end up with shots to the hands. That's why it's important to be able to make shots with both hands, since your primary hand may be injured. In this round, I instruct the shooters to use their non-dominant hand. Let's see what happens.
Go.
Okay, both made hits with their weak hands, in motion, on moving targets. Dana made 2 hits to Julian's torso, but these are discounted, since they were made after Julian made a headshot. Julian has a bit more experience with these sights, so in this case, the win went to the person with more experience. Okay, let's do an after-action debrief and go over some takeaways. 1. Against a near peer with iron sights, a green light sight shooter is significantly faster. 2. Against a near peer who also has green light sights, the win will likely go to the person with more experience. 3. These sights are very easy to learn. 4. At actual gunfight ranges of 10 to 20 feet, green light sights are still accurate enough to make headshots, even when both the shooter and target are in motion. 5. When you speed up your sight acquisition, your feet will move faster as well.